Hello guys, I'm Miguel Sanchez. Thank you for coming. Welcome to the second to last chapter of of the Book of Taleblocks, right here on the World of Blocks. I'm your host Miguel Sanchez, and this is definitely one you're not going to be missing out on. Besides, the time is almost come. The Book of Taleblocks is almost over. We have the epilogue tomorrow. I can't wait. But and then we'll have a news story. We'll have a news story. We're having a news story starting tomorrow. Doubled yet divided. Yeah. Doubled yet divided starts this Sunday, so please stay tuned. You do not want to miss it. The brand new story starts this Sunday. Doubled yet divided. So we'll hope to see you there. For now, let's get back to the Book of Taleblocks. And in our previous installment, we got chapter 5. Princess Roundup. So if you haven't seen it yet, the link will be on the top right corner of the screen. There's an info symbol right up there. You need to go watch it right now. But now, let's not waste any more time here. Let's just jump right into it and get started. Here we go. As of course, this is the Book of Taleblocks, and we are on chapter 6, Dark Intentions. So be prepared for what's coming up. And as we are still just a few short days away from returning to Miami, I'm still here in Nashville, but I'm still ready to bring the story to you. So, yeah. Ready? Good. Let's go. Before we do, credit goes to Infinite 70-Bit over on TV Art. He was the one who created all of this. Yeah, it wasn't me. It was him. He did this, so I have to give credit to him. So thank you, Infinite 70-Bit, for the creation of this series. You want to go check it out? I'll leave a link down below in the video description, so you can go check it out. But, and of course, one final thing. Warning, Letterboxd is a property of Lucy Animation Studios, otherwise limited, and the BBC. Yes, of course, it is a British Broadcasting Corporation. No copyright infringement is intended. I own nothing. You have been warned. Thank you for your attention. Now, enjoy the story, everyone. The World of Blocks. The Book of Taleblocks, Chapter 6, Dark Intentions. So, Darkness wants you to back as Dark Naughty. Terrible 2, Purple, and his twin were both terrified. They've only seen Dark Naughty once, but the traumatic memory is still stuck in their minds. I think so, said Octonaughty. He rarely looked this solemn and fearful. Sure, there were plenty of times when Octoblock's strength and determination had intimidated the villain. But here there was a huge sense of dread within him. If Darkness has our friends, then we need to save them, urged Jackstock. We all have to go together. I'm scared, said Bridge. He hugging each other in fear. Do we even have to rescue him? Asked Terrible 2 Blue, afraid of what Darkness might do to him and the rest of the gang. Terrible 2 Purple took a glance at Twinkle's sad and worried eyes before replying, Yes, we do. He's right, said Citizen 6. We can't just bet on God now. Octonaughty had to agree with her. While he could just try to forget about Darkness and leave the Taleblocks and Riotblocks in their own to their own devices, that at this point he knew he had to see this whole thing through to the end. He just really didn't want to have another encounter with the block who'd taken over his very soul. 666. We'll wait for you here, said Mermaid, who had been deposited in a small pond, while she could shape herself a pair of legs. Every step on those things felt like her feet were getting stabbed, so she avoided walking whenever she could. She decided it was best to just wait here with Mice, Bridge, and Humpty, who were in no way suited for fighting. The rest of the Riotblocks and Taleblocks went with Octonaughty and his gang. Along the way, they encountered the Chemblocks, Silver and Platinum. What are you doing here? Asked Platinum, prepared for a fight. The two Chemblocks were surprised when the whole situation was explained to them. I never thought you guys would perform a heroic rescue, said Silver, but we'll be glad to help you. The Chemblocks created some silver and platinum weapons to equip the other blocks with, and pointed them in the direction of Darkness's territory. Are you feeling more confident? Asked Citizen 6. Only a little, Octonaughty answered honestly. The sun was going down over the horizon, and the sky was starting to turn to dark. Soon they made it to their destination. And were immediately ambushed by Darkness's minions. Goggles tried to sneak up on Goldilocks, but she turned around in time to whack him with her silver staff, hitting his glass case with enough force to leave a large crack in it. Then Rumpelstiltskin came running with his silver spear, prepared to stab Goggles right between the eyes. However, Goggles levitated the spear right out of Rumpelstiltskin's clutches with dark magic, causing the frustrated fairy tale to stomp so hard his foot got stuck in the ground. He decided it would be best not to try freeing himself. The magic was still sick from the radiation poisoning Nobelium had given her in the last fight, and so was unable to participate in this battle. This also meant that Ashi was still around, as she had not gotten a healing spell before on her injury wing yet. This didn't stop her from using her charms to fight against Hansel and Gretel. First, Ashi tried summoning mushrooms to kill the two Taleblocks with their daily spores, but Gretel used her magic to transform all of the mushrooms into flowers. Enraged, Ashi began attacking with the magic of her broken heart charm, but Gretel fought back with her own blasts of magic. Then Hansel snuck up from behind Ashi and used his silver dagger to stab her non-injured wing, causing her to cry out in pain and turn around to attack him, leaving herself open for his sister to deliver more blasts, which weakened her enough for Hansel to cut both of her wings off. Ashi cried out in agony and left the fight, not wanting to be near these Taleblocks any longer. While Jackstock and Diddle used their enchanted instruments to incapacitate Silence with their powerful melodies, Pop, Bo, Jack, and Jill were giving Seeker a hard time. Jack and Jill had received platinum daggers, and though they were hesitant to use them against Fletch, they were able to deflect blasts of dark magic thrown their way. Bo had temporarily traded her regular crook for a platinum one and used it to trip Seeker over. Seeker tried to get up, but without thinking, Pop rammed his platinum spear into his head, and causing the ocean block to go limp. A horrified Pop stood there as Seeker's soul rose above his body. Had he just committed murder? Bo, Jack, and Jill stared at him in shock and disbelief, causing him to drop to his knees in shame. The other Rhyme blocks decided to escort him from the battle as Seeker's soul flew out of sight. The other Brainy was in another one of his machines. This one resembling a mechanical crab, and had made the mistake of targeting Beauty, Little Red, and Little Pig. Without warning, the three Taleblocks unleashed their beastly sides, attacking the machine and using their claws to tear out its legs. Brady hopped out of the machine as it met its demise, and in this moment of vulnerability, Little Red bit down on his tail and tore it off, causing him to run away while screaming in pain. During the fight, Terrible 20 Purple snuck away to free the captive Taleblocks. He went into a dark cave and found them trapped behind steel bars. The first block to come forward was light violet and wore a pink dress with blue trim at the top and a red rose in its center. Even in the dark, the red gems on her silver tiara shone clearly. Are you here to rescue us? asked Sleepy. He is, exclaimed Cinderella. But how are you going to break us out? Terrible 20 Purple tried using his platinum axe against the lock on the door of the bars, but it didn't work. Then he remembered something the Terrible 2 said about rays once, and decided he might as well try that. So he concentrated hard and managed to lift himself up with rays for the very first time. He focused one ray on the lock, and to his surprise, he managed to unlock it. The door swung open, allowing the Taleblocks to go free. Be careful out there, warned Terrible 20 Purple. We're having a bloody fight with Darkness's gang. The Taleblocks looked horrified, but Rapunzel stepped forward, trying to show no fear. Then let's go help beat darkness, she declared, secretly very afraid, but always wanting to be bold and take control of the situation. The group left the cave and went to join their friends in battle. The Terrible Twenties fought side by side with their axes, and the Terrible Twos were fighting together as well. That's until Loyalfire picked up the Blue Mask 2 and lifted him into the air before kicking him down to the ground. Seeing this, Muffet very quickly spun together with a web that caught the two. Catching his breath, he looked into the four eyes of his savior, and for the first time managed a weak but genuine smile at her. Thanks. Look at it. Looks like we're even. Muffet playfully told him that she got serious, helping him attacking Loyalfire with her platinum staff. Terrible 22 Blue picked up the silver sword that he had dropped and went to join her. Meanwhile, Terrible 2 Purple saw that Twinkle and was having to fight both Apalaka and Diaz at once and raced to help her. He stabbed Apalaka in the gut, which hurt even more as it already would thanks to her torso still being bandaged from when Tin had axed her in the side. As Apalaka clutched her abdomen and left to deal with the new wound, Twinkle was trying her best to deflect Diaz's attacks with her platinum sword. Terrible 2 Purple fought alongside her, they managed to damage Diaz enough for her to call it quits, running off to help Apalaka and patch up her own cuts. Soon, all the minions were gone, and the blocks, tail blocks, and right blocks thought they were victorious. All of a sudden, black tentacles appeared and tangled up the tail blocks and riot blocks, and out of the shadows emerged a block who Octonaughty had hoped to never see again. Hello, Octonaughty, greeted Darkness sinisterly. How nice to see you again. Citizen Six raised her wand. You better not do anything to him! She was about to attack when Darkness quickly grabbed both her and the Terrible Twos and Twenties. Octonaughty watched in horror as the only blocks he ever cared about were lifted up into the air and constricted by the tentacles. Put them down! Shouted Octonaughty, now very angry and ready to fight Darkness himself if he had to. Only if you agree to become Darknaughty again, replied Darkness. If you don't, I'll squeeze the souls right out of them and the rest of the blocks here, and they'll forever belong to me. Octonaughty realized that the situation was hopeless. He'd be separated from his gang either way, but at least in one scenario, they'd be able to go free. With a heavy heart, he stepped forward. I'll join you. Just let them go. The Terrible Twos and Twenties tried to cry out in protest, but their voices were muffled by the tentacles they were wrapped in. Citizen Six just stared, not expecting Octonaughty to ever perform a self-sacrifice this major. This is what officially made her realize that he wasn't just some shallow jerk, and that his feelings were all genuine. Perfect. Darknaughty snaked a tentacle towards Octonaughty, with the supervillain not even flinching when it wrapped around him. Upon seeing this, the tail blocks and riot blocks knew that they couldn't let this happen. It was time to muster up all of the magic they'd been holding back until this point. Sleepy, wide awake from all the excitement and terror that the night had brought, was able to concentrate on summoning large, thorny vines. They dug into several of Darkness's tentacles, causing him to release the entangled riot blocks and tail blocks. Rapunzel used her hair as a lasso, tightening it around one tentacle and bringing it to the ground. Snow White pulled out a poisoned comb and stabbed it into another tentacle. And though Darkness was not affected by poison, he still flinched in pain, which caused him to drop the number blocks he was holding. The Terrible Twos and Twenties ran over to their boss, and Citizen Six was able to give Darkness all of her might. He whipped his tentacles at her as she teleported around and fired blasts at him. Gretel summoned the fire to burn the tentacles. Cinderella summoned birds to peck at him, and Little Red and Little Pig and Beauty, and Little Red, Little Pig and Beauty furiously bit and clawed at them. The terrible 2s and 20s decided to join in with their raids. The rest of the riot blocks and tail blocks used the weapons gifted to them by Silver and Platinum. Soon, Atanati himself decided to swallow his fear and march right up to darkness. The element block's tentacles were too injured to fight with anymore, which allowed the number block to pin him to the ground and constrict him with his own tentacles, relishing in the weakness of the block who previously used him as a pawn. I will never be a slave to you again, Atanati shouted as he delivered the final blow. Darkness was defeated, and while he growled menacingly at his foes, he could do nothing but flee. All the blocks cheered at their victory, and Atanati found himself surrounded by his minions. Sister Six came up to him and gave him a sincere hug. Looks like it's over, she said. So, do you still want to leave us? Asked Atanati. Honestly, no, she admitted. I'm starting to like you guys a lot. To be continued. Well, guys, it's over. Oh my gosh! Yay! Chapter 6 is finally over, and now we have the epilogue to take a look at. Yeah, that's right. It's the epilogue, and it's tomorrow right here on the World of Blocks. So, in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. We hope you guys enjoyed this story, and make sure you check out the National Journal, Day 90. It's already out right now. The link will be on the summer going to 3. You're going to go check the schedule. And don't forget, 4 new episodes of Moshi Monster Mike will come out later today as the letter E concludes with Elmore the Great, Elwood, Eugene, and Explore Puppet. And so, yeah, the favorite and on every Kid Origins episode 199. Episode 194 will be about Puwawa. So stay tuned to the channel. You're not going to be missing out any of the content coming very soon. For now, thank you so much for watching. I'm Big Such as you yourself, and I will see you tomorrow with more of the World of Blocks. Next time, it's the end of an era. I can't believe it. The World of Blocks finally, the Book of Taleblocks finally concludes with the epilogue. That's tomorrow on the World of Blocks. Don't miss the thrilling conclusion to this exciting story tomorrow on the World of Blocks. I can't believe it. The Book of Taleblocks, the epilogue is tomorrow. So be prepared for it. You do not want to miss it. The finale of the Book of Taleblocks is tomorrow. So we'll see you guys there. Until then, I'm Miguel Sanchez, reminding you to please leave a like, share this video with your friends, leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also, turn on notifications to not miss the new video. Please subscribe to notifications to not miss the new video from me as we're on the road to 400 subscribers. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Have a great rest of your day, and stay tuned for 40 episodes of Moshi Monsters Biography coming out today. For now, you guys, Sanchez, like, favorite, subscribe, and I will see you for the finale of the Book of Taleblocks tomorrow, right here on the World of Blocks. Thanks for watching. God bless Epic Gaming. Laters.